Schoology has an area in its system called resources, and resources is like your own personal storage area. So any materials that you have created in any of your courses, you can copy over into resources so that you can use it for future courses or so that you can make changes to it and push it out to your other courses. You also have the ability to share any of the resources that you have created or any of the materials that you have created and share it with your colleagues. So what I'm going to show you how to do here is how to import something that you have created in Schoology, let's say for an assessment, and you want to share it with the colleagues so that they have access to it and they can make a copy of it and perhaps use it in their own course. So if you haven't used resources before, when you click on it, it will be empty with the exception of this home collection. Now, the home collection is where you can store any items that you want, but in order to actually be able to share resources, you do need to create what they call a collection, which is almost like a folder. So in order to share a resource, you're going to click this box so that you can add a collection, and you're going to name it. And now you have a brand new collection here in your list of resources. So if I click on here, you can see here it's empty. I don't have anything. So I could create materials in here and push it out to my course. Or what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to go over to one of my courses and I'm going to add an assessment that I want to share with one of my colleagues. So I'm going to come over here into my courses and I'm going to go to a particular material, in this case an assessment that I want to share with someone. And I'm going to copy this over into that specific collection in my resources. So here is the example that I want to share. So I'm going to click on the cogwheel over here and I'm going to click Save to Resources. Once you click Save to Resources, it's going to ask you where you want to save it. By default, it will be home, but I'm going to save it rather into that folder that I just created called Sharing Test. I did not further subdivide this collection into folders, but if you do start adding a lot of material to the Sharing Test collection, that might be something that you want to do. So now I'm going to click Save Copy. So now this is being saved into my resources. If I were to make a change to this within resources, it would not affect the original that I already have in my course. It's almost like it's making a copy of it. So now that it's saved, I'm going to go back over to resources because I'm ready to share this collection. You could repeat this process with other materials that you have in your course, but if it's just this particular one right now, we're getting ready to share this. So we're going to click back over to resources, and then we're going to click on the collection that we want to share. So you can see we now have a button over here that says share. So this is going to allow me to share this with anybody in my organization or that I'm connected to through Schoology. So I'm going to click the share button and you're going to type in the name of the person that you are looking for. Keep in mind, if they are not in the school you're associated with, you may need to change this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the name of the person that I want to share this with. And I'm going to click that person's name, and then I'm going to click Add People. So now I have this particular collection shared. If I were to add other materials to this collection later on, I would not have to reshare this with that same person. They would automatically get anything else that I add to it. Now, right now, the person that I shared this with cannot edit my original, which is a good thing if I don't want any changes made to it. If you were working collaboratively with someone, and let's say you were both adding questions to an assessment, you could give them editing rights to it by clicking on the sharing button. And you can see here by default, anybody I share with has view only rights, but I can switch this to can edit, and that would enable them to make changes to anything in this collection. So just be careful when you use that to make sure that you want the other person to be able to make changes to the document or the material rather that you added here. And that's basically it. And again, as you add materials to this particular collection, the person that you shared it with will get those updates and they will get those materials and be able to copy them to their course.